I am not an artist. I fully admit and accept that. On the rare occasions I have been foolish enough to try drawing something, it has not produced the finest results. My stuff looks like it was drawn by a child with Parkinson's who was also in a debilitating car crash that led to the partial amputation of both hands. But hey, for those who have the want and unyielding determination to get good at drawing, I got nothing but respect for. I ain't bitter. Well, I'm a little bit bitter, you know? How do you make something like this? But enough about people with talent. Let's talk about me. I was on the AI art hype train before it was cool, okay? I don't want to sound like a hipster or some shit, but it was much harder to generate AI art back then. DALL-E wasn't easily available to the public. Virtually all other sites had you paying out of the ass for lackluster results. What you had to do to make AI art back then actually took a smidgen of effort. What I and many others had to do was copy a Google Doc, make sure to run all the lines, then type in what you wanted generated. I know, a Herculean task, a tale that belongs right next to the Odyssey. And over a year ago, I got really into this stuff. And after I got a handle on how things worked, I even joined a Discord server for AI art. Speaking of Discord, it was also really into NFTs. Wow, what was I smoking back then? But because I am clinically lazy and the Google Doc version needed some actual coding skill to use well, I soon started using the site Artbreeder. Still a lot of work, but I'm willing to put it in for the results. Oh, and the results, do you know what the definition of insanity is? Yeah, I'm a stable individual that can be trusted. AI art can be pretty cool. I thought it back then, and to an extent, I still think it now. The fact that someone like me, a man who is as close to an artist as EDP is to anyone over the age of 15, can just make something like this with a click of a button is amazing. And at a glance, these images are amazing. A floating island, a castle in a wasteland, a snowy mountain, a lush jungle, a snowy mountain, spacey islands, a snowy mountain. There is a key part of that needs repeating. At a glance. Because if you, let's say, look at any of these for more than 5 seconds, you might start to notice the fact that, what's the word for it? That, these are complete dog shit. You know what's cool about art? The fact that with care, even the simplest few lines can create an unbelievable level of detail. Now take a closer look at AI art. You don't even have to zoom in, you can tell from the outer reaches of the observable universe that this is garbage. Now you might say, hey, aren't you being unfair? This is only shitty landscapes, and to that I say, true. But at the very least, they don't try to fool you. Unlike the portraits. Look at this. Looks normal, right? Wrong. This person appears to be missing a finger or two, and goddamn, looks like their thumbs got caught in the finger masher. But it's all forgiven. I mean, just look at the eyes, you know? And this is a good example, you know? Trust me, there are some eldritch horrors out there. I know it might seem like I'm dunking on these images for being bad, but really, there's no such thing as objectively bad art. Except for this. It's all in the eye of the beholder. It's up to you what you feel, even if that feeling is disgust and a general disappointment in humanity. Remember the acronym, all weebs should be beaten to death with clubs. But really, the fact that someone put love, effort, and a lot of time to their craft to make my cold, dead heart feel something, you know, that's what I love about art. It's not just me who gets happiness out of this. Artists love creating, love expressing themselves for others to see, put more detail in their work, and the rest of us, the untalented masses, enjoy this art. A sort of a symbiotic relationship. You want to take a gander to what fucks over this balance? Hey there, Billy. That's an awfully fine piece of work you got there. Geez, mister, thank you. I spent the past 5 hours doing... AI art back then was funny, okay? I admit it, it was very funny. Kill me. Who doesn't want to see Jeffrey Epstein getting a victory royale? AI art is at its best when it's not. Look at this monstrosity. It seems like there's a half-formed speech bubble here. I wonder how it could have gotten there. You know, real funny. But it's gotten a lot less funny now, and you want to know why? These images aren't just created out of nothing. They are based off previously created art. Art created by actual people. And I'll let you take a guess on whether or not most artists willingly allowed their art to be used and trained on by AI. I'm just gonna assume yeah, because who wouldn't want to contribute to making this beautiful work of art right here? And worst of all, AI art can actively fuck over artists. I mean, you know, more supply in the market. The price is gonna go down for art everywhere. Supply created by the very art stolen from them. I'm not an artist, okay? I'm not an AI expert, but given the leaps and bounds this stuff has made in the past few years alone, it's a little worrying. Art is an amazing form of expression, the physical embodiment of the creativity that flows through everyone's veins. And to have that beating heart just ripped out and replaced with a cold, uncaring algorithm should really scare us all. Because what's the point really? If art is only to be considered a distraction from our system for a mere few seconds, to be consumed and moved on from, to be forgotten about, replaced by the next image, I mean, you can never make exactly what you have in your head with AI art. Not really. It's only an imitation, a Frankenstein's mashup of what others have created. There is no heart, there is no soul, a machine can't feel. And that seems like quite the challenge to get over when it comes to making something like art, against its very nature. Pretentious alert. Pretentious alert. Oh shit, I thought I turned this off. You might get the impression I am really hating on AI, and to an extent, that's absolutely true. But it should be said, I don't completely hate AI in the creative process. I like video editing, I do it a lot, and I'm constantly trying to learn how to make edits better. And to edit videos, it takes a lot of time, and I mean a lot of time. So anything that speeds up the process is not something I just disregard. I want to cut this person out from the background and use them as a mask. Now I could spend the next 40 to 50 years going frame by frame with a polygon mask. One down, 2,500 more to go. Or I could use Magic Mask and save myself the decades of suffering. I wouldn't say using this AI tool somehow worsened the project or was different from the effect I had in my head. It simply sped up a tedious process. If anything, the time it gave me allowed me to create a greater level of detail in the effects. But what it didn't do was completely make up some random effect that I've barely any control over and can't customize. AI can really be amazing if used in the right circumstances. It's not a fear of new technology where my problems stem from, it's how this new technology is trained and what it can possibly do to the very people that gave it the art to train on. I won't pretend like I know what the future holds, but if this ever gets to the point where corporations can save half a penny by cutting off some artists and replacing them, well, we know what they're gonna choose. Which is why I'm really worried about this, because in this modern day, it's not about the art for a lot of companies, it's about what can be generated from the consumption of it. What can give them the most bang for their buck? A never-ending appetite and greed for money above all else. Anyways, thanks to my Patreon, Justin. Wow, this video is really structured, can't you tell? Human art isn't ever gonna go away. I'm 100% confident in that. I am 99% confident in that. Humans will always find a way to express themselves, draw things that inspire people to view the world in different ways, and no matter what, I just hope that continues to happen. Well, I'm off.